Hi, everyone. It's Nia Claire with the Light Up event. I am so excited. It's 2023 and we have dates on the calendar. The first event we have for 2023 is going to be January 29th. And a couple of things to know about the Light Up this year is that we are starting earlier. We are going to be starting at 3 p.m. and we're going to be done by 6 p.m. And that's because it's winter and it's dark and it's miserable. And who wants to be driving around then? So come in the afternoon, and then afterwards, if you want to stay in Northeast and get a wonderful bite to eat at one of the great restaurants, more power to you. And we're going to be starting off this season by talking with all of our practitioners and our guest presenters and our vendors like we do every time. And today I am so excited to get to talk with Nancy Xiong of Honobono Healing. And Nancy, I'm so glad that you said yes to being a part of the Light Up. Welcome today.
Thank you for having me, Nia. I'm just very excited to be joining you today and also at participating on your Light Up event on the 29th.
Well, we're glad to have you. And you and I have known each other, and I'll say that loosely, right? We've known of each other. We've bumped into each other a couple of times over the last 5 years, and we've always stayed in each other's orbit.
Right.
And so the fact that we got reconnected this last year in
Mhm.
2022, and this has led to you saying yes to being a part of the event, I'm giddy. I'm just so delighted.
Likewise as well too. When I first met you, I was out living on the East Coast, and it's
Right.
come full circle where I am actually currently living in Minnesota now, and I'm just super excited for what 2023 holds for us.
Yes. Right? It's going to be a great year. I feel it. And so I would love to have you share a little bit about who you are and the work that you do in your
Mhm.
business, so that people can get to
Yeah.
know you a little bit.
Right. So, thank you again, Nia, for having me on. My name is Nancy Xiong. I'm a first generation Hmong child, Hmong daughter of war refugee parents from Laos. So, my parents, I grew up in Wisconsin, went to school, and I kept moving out to the East Coast. And for the last 13 years, my life has been living out on the East Coast. But I
Wow.
started missing my family. I started missing my own community. And since 2019, I moved back and then COVID hit. And so I'm sharing this because that's when all my spiritual path started.
Yeah.
When I started very interested in Reiki energy. And
Yeah.
as I got to learn more about my path, my spiritual path, I am in a better space. It's being on a spiritual path, it's a lonely place, even though you have your family with you. It's in the Hmong language, it's called Koshia, very lonely, very just depression. A few of my clients have gone through depression, close to suicide as well too,
Yeah.
going on the spiritual path. So it's a very lonely place. But
Yeah.
I think the universe has no moved me back to my home, which is Minnesota, Wisconsin, to be close to my community. So that the reason I'm sharing this is because that really relates to why I'm doing and what I'm doing today, and how the reasons why I'm Reiki mastering healing practitioner with shamanic. I come from a lineage of shamanic healers. My
Wow.
grandfather was one. My father, he is supposed to be one, but he has been a struggle for him to accept his spiritual gifts. And
Yeah.
so now it has on generation in the Hmong community. So I'm I am called the chosen one. I don't like to use that term, but it has passed on to me, and I have accepted. I have with warmth, but also with questions. But I am on a very wonderful path. So, and then has led me to Reiki. I've been practicing energy healing without knowing that I was practicing energy healing for
Yeah.
3 years, and then last year. Uh, November 2021, that's when I became certified. I'm like, I'm going to do this. And then 2022, that's when I opened Honobono Healing
Yeah.
and has gone public with my practice, and it's been wonderful. And that's how I got reunited with Nia
That's right.
October, and I said yes to her light up event. It was a much needed event for me to attend, and I found answers that I needed.
Um,
So, and then I continued on in November. I attended again, and it was
yeah.
a much needed event. So, and that's how I am. That's how it led me to participating in this event on the
Well,
29th.
I love everything you're sharing. Even the,
Mhm.
the sadness that you brought
Yeah.
up. Like it's amazing what happens when we move through those
Hmm.
moments. And I don't think it's a mistake at all that you were
Yeah, my
brought
gosh.
into your community that could hold you, even if you didn't ask for it. They were going to hold you as you were moving
Mhm.
through this.
My
And,
gosh.
your
I love how you said
sisters
that.
and, it's just
Hmm.
beautiful. So a lot of times, I think people try, like, they take that loneliness and they
Hmm.
isolate even more, and they try to put too much on themselves.
Right.
And the fact that you had the gift of your family, and not
Hmm.
everybody has a family that is a gift.
Yeah.
We know that, but our community and the people, our chosen family, our friends, to hold
Hmm.
us. So I'm glad you brought that up because,
Mm.
when we start to come to ourselves,
Yes.
come to know ourselves, come to honor ourselves,
Hmm.
it can feel very shocking to our
Yes.
system. So
My goodness. I traveled all over the world. I've worked in Asia. I've been one of those child where my mom would call me Tanya or rebellious child because I was the oldest one. And being a Hmong daughter and the first generation of new immigrants, refugees, there's certain like ceilings that you have to meet, right? Expectations. And
yes,
as the firstborn, I my goal was to break those ceilings for my younger sisters. I am a oldest of four sisters and two younger brothers, and I didn't want the cultural barriers to limit my siblings. And it was I had to break a lot of barriers. It was not an easy job, but I felt like now that I'm reflecting back on my journey and now
yeah,
that I'm in my spiritual journey, I had to do that for my own self, but also for my community and my especially my siblings. And it was not easy. And so it goes back to being lonely and being a lot of sadness because you're not so sure what you're going. Because as being the
right,
first generation, firstborn,
right.
it's a lot to take on. But I, if I had to do it over again, I probably would not change it because it comes with wisdom, right?
Yeah, right.
So thank you.
Yeah, you'd have to give up a lot that you know now if you gave it
Yeah.
up. And I agree with you that all the pain, all the frustration,
Yeah.
but that willingness to
Hmm.
follow, uh, you know, I love that you said your mom called you the rebellious one, right?
Yeah.
But it's that willingness to somewhere in you there was that drumbeat,
Yeah.
that I need to do something different.
Mhm.
And what's so interesting, because you
Mhm.
and I've gotten to know each other just a little bit,
Mhm.
but for somebody who broke through so many traditions and broke past it, you've come back to your
Mhm.
community and helped actually strengthen your community,
Oh my gosh.
right? And you think about that, like you're coming at it. Sometimes we think that breaking out means that we're escaping, but you chose to
No.
come back.
Yes. It's and I believe a lot of it is my spiritual path calling me back to be with my community. I've been out. I've seen the world. I've seen the good, the bad, and I've been the outsider for many, many years. And so I have those two lenses that I work with on a daily basis. And I am I used to be so uptight about the cultural practices, the
Yeah.
cultural believing. I'm more mellow now. I like to see things in two different sides. So I come from a very calm, like very understanding, like, I'm going to listen to understand. And I'm in a very good place in my heart, good place. where like you, and even for you to say like come back and support your community, I'm like that just gave me chills. I'm like, I think that's what I've been doing the last
Yeah,
3 years that I've
you're
been here.
actively involved in the Hmong community in St. Paul for sure. I know that. And you breaking paths has allowed your sisters to
Yes.
say yes to their dreams. I've
Mhm.
had the great joy of meeting your sisters as well, and to see what they were able to, there was space for them
Yeah.
to see what's possible because you broke through, and
And I
that's,
want to take all the credit, but it's those little seeds.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, well, it's hard to think of, all that pain and go, "Oh, I was doing," you weren't out there thinking about all what's going to happen behind you. None of us are.
Right.
But I think that
Mhm.
that's powerful, and I'm sure that informs all that you do and the way that you are
Thank you.
able to connect with others. And so, as you think about, at the event, you're going to be doing mini sessions.
Yes.
What
Yep.
will people experience when when they
Yeah.
sign up for a session with you?
I'm really, really excited. So one of the reasons I'm excited is I get to do mini sessions. I really want to be in a community that, like-minded community who is either they're into it or they're not, and I want to be that facilitator of healing journey. I've been doing this for almost a year, actually a whole year now, publicly, and I want to continue on. I want to strengthen my skills. So I'll be offering mini sessions, Reiki. I'll be bringing my mini tables. I'll have my crystals there for folks to hold if they need it. If I feel, yeah, if they are interested, and then yeah, a sample of Reiki sessions, and also reading if they're open to it. So really excited to being there to co-create. I love that word, co-create
Yes.
a uh, such a wonderful healing event for more community members to come. And I know you have more upcoming events too. So I hope to
Yes, for
attend
sure
more.
through April. We'll see, right? If it
Yeah.
keeps going. I know that's the thing. It's like, wow, who knew? And one of
Mhm.
the things before I forget, because you do something really unique with your Reiki session
Yes.
that we were just talking about. And it was exciting because it was so familiar. So tell us about, like, if I
Yeah.
were to get a session with you in your
Right.
at your business, or if it was distance, however that would be,
Mhm.
what would that include?
Yeah, so I'll start off. Consent. Consenting is really important to me because I know we are physically, and then we also have a spiritual being as well. And so it's really important for me to get consent verbally, so that way you even though your body says yes, but your spirit needs to hear it too. And so verbally consent. I'll start with clearing. I will have smudge spray, so I'll clear you as the client and clear myself, so that way you won't take on my energy, and then I won't take on your energy. And then I'll hold your hand. Since we'll be sitting at a small, comfortable table, I'll be holding your hands, and I'll send energy through your body by holding your hands. And within that, I'll get messages. A lot of my session includes a message from my guides or from your guides as well.
Mm.
And so if you as the client are open to it, at the end, I finish it off with, asking you, asking the client, how was it? We'll share our experience, and then I'll share the messages. And then if they have any questions to follow up, I'll be able to follow up those questions. So that's usually how my session
I love
runs.
that.
Yeah.
I
Mhm.
li- Two things that really, I think, I want to call out, because I heard
Mm.
it in your
Mhm.
energy, and I think it's so important to remind people,
Yeah.
just asking for consent.
Yes.
That in and of itself is healing,
Mhm.
because so, especially for women,
Yes.
because we're so often objectified, or we're so often touched, even in way, even if it's
Mhm.
not um, malicious.
Yes.
Our bodies are so objectified that we don't even realize the healing property of
Mhm.
being asked for consent and giving consent.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I love that that is a part of your work
Hmm.
because it is so honoring. And
Yeah.
as you were talking about it, just like it hit me. And the
Thank
second piece
you.
that I just love that I have to tell you,
Hmm.
I love the fact that you are allowing your gift of of I'm going to call it channeling, receiving
Oh,
messages and hearing
yeah.
uh, and allowing those messages to come forward
Hmm.
is
Hmm.
very powerful for the people that you're
Right.
working with, I'm sure. So
Mhm.
I love that.
Thank you. Thank you. And a lot of times it's like, oh, you have to share. My guys are asking me, you have to share this with them. This will maybe help them. And I sometimes I see folks who have passed on in their lives, and they have messages for me to share with my clients too. And so I sometimes amaze myself, and my clients, they amaze me too. And so
Right.
anything is possible. So with this work, I've learned that you can't plan. I mean, you can plan,
Right.
but it doesn't go straight. It will go this way, and you'll be amazed along the ride. So I just learned to go with the flow.
I love that. I love that, Nancy, so much. And I'm so,
Mhm.
so glad that you are going to be a part of this event. It's going to be a lot of fun. And already, as I've been talking with the practitioners, we haven't usually we get a chance to all meet together before I start
Mm.
the interviews, but because I'm going on vacation, that's not going to happen. So we're going to meet soon. But one of the things as a
Yeah.
theme that's coming up as I'm talking with people is really about how do you
Mhm.
develop that connection and trust with yourself?
Yes.
And the
Mhm.
more that you trust that, like the fact that, you could just do Reiki and decide, "Oh, that's too weird. I'm not gonna share those messages," or that's not what they signed up for, but to allow that to come through because it's
Mhm.
your experience, um,
Yeah.
that that has an exponential impact on the entire world. When we show up
Mm.
fully and authentically, and I
Yes.
think 2023 is about really finding that resonance in whatever we're
Mm.
doing, in whatever we're doing.
Mhm.
If you're sweeping the floors, if you're the CEO of an organization, if you're doing healing, how do you show up in your fullest light or resonance
Mhm.
so that people get to experience that? And I
Yeah.
think it's really powerful.
Thank you. Thank you. And just even it's a daily practice, right?
Yeah.
And it's also to be very intentional, but knowing it's really important to be honest with yourself. If you can't do this, or if you can do that, or if you want to try something, be really honest with yourself and listen to your body. I always tell my clients, listen to your body. If you're in a space, you're with someone, you're going to make a decision. If it's not a yes, hold on. If it's
Right.
not a no, hold on. But take your time and allow yourself to really sit with it. And if it doesn't feel right, listen to your body, your gut instinct, your
Yes.
intuition. So those are your, I call them my guides. Those are my guides.
I love that. It's
Yes.
true, right?
It's a daily practice though, because you have your
Yes.
ego up here, right? You have your ego
Yes.
who's like, no, giving you all these like excuses, but really what feels right, what you gravitate towards, it makes you feel happy. That is to me, that's your true path. That is that if yeah,
100%.
but it's a daily practice.
It is a daily practice, and it's not easy. It's
Mhm,
not easy to be in that willingness
mhm.
and surrender to do oftentimes things there's no rule book for, there's no
Right.
step-by-step process for, and
Mhm.
it feels very vulnerable and it feels
Yes.
uncertain. So thank
Mhm.
you for your courage. Thank you for your willingness to shine your light. And I'm really excited that you're going to be at the Light Up. For those of you who
Mm.
are interested in coming, that you can get tickets at yeswordcoaching.com/light
Mhm.
up. And we are super excited that you're going to be able to be there. And I have a special offer for you this month, which is if you buy 2 tickets, you get $7 off because we want you to come and share it with a friend. Everything is better with a friend. So if that excites you, get that signed up. And Nancy, thank you so much. And we'll have all of her contact information down below. And we can't wait to see you there. Thank you,
Mhm.
everybody.
Thank
Bye.
you.